So this three-eye atlas thing, fact or fiction?
Seems like nonsense to me. At best a psyop, don't you think?
Well, remember what Von Braun said. The last card is the alien card. We're going to have to build space-based weapons against aliens, and all of it is a lie.
What's this all about, guys?
John's believing too much of what he reads.
Three-eye atlas.
Aliens, Lynn. Aliens.
No, really, John. Keep it grounded, all right?
Oh, all right then. This week, a major vendor breach with SolarWinds-level vibes, a sobering AI security adoption survey, two difficult but important AI safety legal stories, and a Renaissance codebreaker you've probably never heard of. This is Priviso Live, when trust matters.
Welcome back to Priviso Live. I'm Steven with John, and Lynn is back. Lynn, we missed you last week. Did the assessment go well?
Missed you too. It did, but you know how intense it is to go into a new company and evaluate their ISO readiness. It's exhausting.
Believe me, I know, I feel for you. But that's the job, right?
We've all been there, I think. Draining. Anyhow, let's get straight into it. Reuters has been reporting a year-long intrusion at F5, the widely deployed load balancer and app delivery vendor, serving 80% plus of the Fortune 500. Source code and vulnerability intel were reportedly stolen, with some observers drawing comparisons to SolarWinds. Not identical, but same blast radius potential, because F5 kit sits quietly in so many networks.
Regulators in the US even moved with an emergency directive for federal agencies, consistent with the treat this as active risk posture we've seen post-SolarWinds. If attackers have undisclosed vulnerability details, defenders should assume they'll try to operationalize them quickly.
These are the takeaways. Inventory where F5 gear sits. Internet-facing and east-west choke points. Apply latest fixes, add enhanced logging, and watch for anomalous F5 management/API access. Ask critical suppliers whether they run F5 and what they've done this week. Ensure breach notice, SBOM, and emergency patch SLAS exist in vendor contracts.
For South African organizations, assume a shared exposure profile. Your MSSP, your DC provider, your cloud edge might all have F5 in path. Do a quick, where could F5 be in our chain? Tabletop exercise.
Moving on, in a story that's already becoming old news, fresh survey data from ASIS International says 43% of users admit pasting sensitive work data into AI tools, including client data and internal docs, often without employer approval. That's a policy and control gap, not just awareness.
Security teams are also split. AI helps detection, but incidents tied to AI tools are already happening. Firms are adopting without guardrails. Classic tool first, governance later, as another research report, this time from Activity, indicates.
So what controls are needed? Well, data guardrails, DLP plus browser isolation on AI web apps, restrict copy/paste from sensitive sources.
An AI use register, catalog models, plugins, prompts in production, classify risk by data sensitivity and model exposure.
Prompt injection and output safety tests. Treat prompts as code. Do red team tests before business use.
And training for business units. Sales, legal, HR need pattern-based do-don't examples, not generic AI hype.
From a South African perspective, tie it to POPIA, lawfulness, minimality, and purpose. If staff paste client PI into public chatbots, you might trigger breach notification requirements. Write this into your acceptable use and disciplinary frameworks.
Staying with AI, a difficult story, an amended lawsuit filed by the parents of 16-year-old Adam Raine alleges OpenAI loosened ChatGPT's suicide talk rules, moving from hard refusals to risky situation handling before the teen's suicide. It claims the model gave harmful responses.
Before even discussing the ethical implications, this is a horribly sad tale. Adam looked to be a teen with everything going for him. Whatever the outcome, the governance signal is clear. Design choices around safety guardrails and engagement optimization can have legal and societal consequences. Expect regulatory scrutiny and calls for third-party audits, hard-coded refusals, age gating, and escalation to human help in high-risk dialogues.
If you deploy chatbots or co-pilots to customers or staff, ensure any high-risk content triggers takedown or escalation. Log and audit safety interventions. And F for minors, age verification, parental controls, and clear disclaimers are not optional.
On a brighter front, let's end with a gem from InfoSec's deep history. We all know the names of the luminaries in IT and information security, but, to quote Sir Isaac Newton, every innovator stands on the shoulders of those who came before them. So we're going to discuss some of the lesser-known but important innovators in history, starting with Giovanni Soro, Venice's chief cryptanalyst in the early 1500s, who ran a state-sanctioned bureau of codebreakers under the Council of Ten. They formalized entrance exams, taught frequency analysis, and turned cryptology into a profession, centuries before our modern cyber language.
Giovanni Soro was appointed in 1506 by the governing body of the Venetian Republic, the Council of Ten, to serve as the Republic's first official cryptanalyst. He worked in the back rooms of state power, intercepting and breaking encrypted dispatches sent by diplomats and military commanders, especially during the Italian Wars.
Soro was fluent in Latin, Italian, French, and Spanish, which allowed him to analyze encrypted communications across Europe. Under his supervision, Venice didn't just dabble in code breaking, they built what historians call the most elaborate cryptographic organization of the early modern period. Not only did Soro crack opponent codes, but he also developed cipher systems for Venice itself. For example, a new cipher in 1529 for its ambassadors in Constantinople, involving reversed alphabets, multiple vowel symbols, and unique monograms.
Soro's era shows that cryptography is more than technical puzzle solving. It's about power, diplomacy, and information advantage. The same dynamic plays out today in cyber warfare, supply chain espionage, and state actor engagements.
The creation of a bureau of trained cryptographers with formal entrance exams, salaries, and apprenticeships under Soro mirrors how we professionalize InfoSec now. The ciphers Soro dealt with, involving polyalphabetic substitution, symbol sets, and multilingual context, foreshadow modern challenges like multi-layer encryption, international data flows, and algorithmic complexity.
Giovanni Soro may not have the name recognition of a Turing, but his influence is deep. He established a blueprint for organized cryptographic defense and offense well ahead of his time. Under the Venetian Republic's shimmering canals and political intrigue, Soro quietly built the foundations of modern information security thinking. Soro reminds us that even in the age of AI and cloud, the art of secrecy and the craft of code-breaking continue. He laid a foundation that endured and continues to endure far beyond any uses he could have imagined.
Coming up in a future episode, an interview with a South African practitioner focusing on cryptography as his professional focus.
And that's a wrap for Priviso Live, episode 58. Thank you for joining us. You are the reason that we do this. As always, we'd love to hear from you. What are you seeing in your organizations? What questions do you have? Reach out to us on social media or through our website.
If you want to hear more of the same, subscribe to Priviso Live on Apple, Samsung, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or YouTube.
And if you need security, risk, or ICT legislation advice, contact Priviso Consulting directly at admin@priviso.co.za. Stay safe, everyone.